welcome or welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things planning, journaling and stationaries. Today we are now heading into end of June. I want to film my mid-year Techo Kaigi video. I started seeing them on YouTube and I thought it's actually high time I also want to make a video. I have done like a honest chat about Hobonichi, I think that just the video before, but today is going to be a mix of what I'm using, how was the intention, how it is going, and where I want to move forward, moving into latter half of 2025. So now I have all the notebooks that I intended to fully use in 2025, and out of the 4, I am really enjoying the 3. Which I have already shared in the previous video. Hobonichi has been very nice. I really enjoyed the size, the idea, but realistically speaking, like upgrading the size and mental capacity wise, keeping up with Cousin has been a big challenge. And that's where we start. So let me just get them a little bit out of the way. So from the journaling front, originally I had the intention to use Hobonichi Cousin, using my weekly space for just logging my life. This is what I liked doing. Last year I had a weekly spread in my personal ring and I was doing it like life logging it in a very simple manner. But having done it for almost a year, I wanted to kind of add a bit more fun aspect. So I thought this is like a perfect space. And even today, I feel like this is perfect space. If I had just this section out that I can actually carry around every day, that would be perfect. But what I actually noticed that if I keep this in myself, because I don't carry my journaling notebook every day, to keep up was also challenging. And I now really think that if I want to do the life logging in this kind of just time logging, it's so much easier if I carry around in my everyday carry, so that I can just update on a daily basis before I forget what I've been doing. Even like a couple of days later, I really forget what I was doing. So yeah, learning from this is that I love life logging, but if I want to do this time logging style, it should be in my everyday carry so I can actually update regularly. And then the journaling side, I did really enjoy it, and space is fun because I have more space than before. But realistically speaking, doing this on an everyday basis is challenging. So like I started having some blank pages, and I'm okay with having blank pages because like keeping up every day is impossible. But I also struggled a bit that to use this as my journal, like if I really want to journal, this is not enough space, versus doing like a daily memory keeping, this much space might be just very enough. That I'm just trying to fill it up because there's a space, and then like step by step it started becoming a bit of burden. And yeah, so I don't know, I really like dated pages. I've done Hobonichi A6 last year. Dated pages is great if you are also developing the habit of memory keeping on a daily basis, or if you are aiming to do like morning journal every day. Having a dated page is a very good starting point, in my opinion, that you kind of have a nice accountability partner in front of you. But having journaled for quite a long time, yes, like I said, if I really want to do a like deep dive of reflection, 1 page a day felt a bit of restriction. And then on the other hand, for a memory keeping perspective, this was a bit too much for me to fill it up. So yeah, I've been trying to fill it up, but whether I'm writing something beneficial or I'm just writing just to fill up the space, I started to question myself. So then toward the end of May, I slowly shifted. And then there's one day, my boy was using, how do you call it? The pencil, color pencil that are water soluble. So we did a nice painting together. I was like, oh, why not just do something more arty here? And then that's kind of course I knew it, but if I put some water to this Tomoe River paper, it has like sprinkles things up, and I didn't quite like it. And then that was like nice ending of it. So since then, I have not touched it for a month, and having like being away from it for a month, I am no longer, trying to go back and fill things up as if I were using it for the whole month. And I think I will declare in this video that I am giving up with this one. Of course, I really like this notebook itself. I do like the size, and at some point I might want to come back within this year. So, I'm not going to throw away or anything. This will remain in my cupboard for the time being. But yeah, I do remember last year I brought my, I think it was like 2017 cousin that I used all the way up to April and everything stopped. This year I did my best all the way up to May, but it stopped. So yeah, I guess using A5, like I wasn't ready to use it by 2017. I thought I am now, having developed more journaling habit, I thought this is great in 2025 me, but still, I don't know, this was like either too small space or too much space to fit my two different way of journaling. So reflection, deep dive side was not enough for this, but daily memory keeping was a bit too much for me. So yeah, lesson learned that, yeah, cousin side, I really admire those people who really use it on a very nicely manners, but lesson learned is that this is not for me. But it was a nice experiment. So yeah, the cousin will go back into shelf. So I actually want to take the stickers out so I can use them somewhere else. So that's the main journaling front. And then moving into Hobonichi Mega. So this, I had an intention to use it as an archive. Meaning whatever I do in my Filofax as my everyday carry, this will be in my archive at the end of the month. So because I didn't like how I messily used the pages, I wanted to transfer the good meat out of it and then put it in a bound book style, because I'm really keen on having one book, one dated planner on my shelf as like consolidation of everything. So then it started nicely, and I have evolved a little bit as I go along. I'm still not sure about the monthly pages at the moment, but I just copy what I did retrospectively. And then this weekly section, this one I try to come in like every 2 to 3 days just to update on what I did, 3 good things from the days, what I ate, some notes from my life, like listening to podcasts, watching YouTube, or any interesting conversation I had with my friends or colleague. I transfer it here, or I just do a mini journaling related to what I did throughout the week. Oh, and I also stuck some pictures. And this is like a fun way of my weekly in a small video. And yeah, like realistically speaking, having done this for more than 6 months consecutive, maybe this space is very enough for daily memory capturing. So yeah, now I'm getting away from cousin. This feels like relatively enough space. So yeah, I am very happy that, you know, now I'm dropping this, but I still have some dedicated space to write about the day. So yeah, I am okay to drop cousin, but focus on this side. And then this back pages where I have all the let me see, this is aesthetically pleasing, maybe this one. So I would by the day finish, I mean, of course I don't do it every day, but idea is every weekend I would check all the to-do lists from my daily pages that I do in my Filofax. I jot down what I finished and then write them here. Very simple way, but somehow satisfying because I know what I'm writing and it's just copying. So it's, for me, it's just a fun way to use the notebook. And then by the end of the month, I go through my camera roll, pick a few pictures, print them, cut them, and stick it in these extra spaces. And yeah, I'm thinking if I want, I can also journal in these extra spaces if I want. But I'm keeping it low vibe, like not too much of focus. It's just copying what I have in there, here, to as a, like a record of the day. And yeah, like 6 months I have been doing it, and step by step I'm sticking some of the ephemera from my life, and I really like it. I really like it. It's like a tiny notebook, but I feel like it's packed with goodies. And yes, I have shared in the other video, but I had the intention to keep this low vibe, but so you know, I didn't want to make this a big thing inside me so that it becomes sustainable. So every month or every weekend, copy, keep it simple, minimal, and then that's it. But as I've been doing this for like 2-3 months in, I really started liking how it's looking like, how it has everything of my life. And because I'm not, you know, making the list on a daily basis, everything looks nice and neat. Rather than like if you compare to my actual daily pages. So aesthetically, I really like how it's looking like. And then I think somewhere around May, June, when I started dropping cousin signs, I said, okay, so this is like going to be more of memory keeping slash a bit of journaling aspects because I'm dropping from that side. So then I started writing a little bit in between, kind of bullet journaling style. So like I don't have dedicated space for, you know, this task list or like journaling space. I don't really like segregating all those notes pages. So it's just naturally happening on a when I feel like basis. So this is like one day I started the task list, but then that's when I got the new notebook. So I stuck something here and then wrote about it and then continued with all the task list or accomplishment list here. So I quite liked it. And yeah, because I put more things inside, I feel like it became a bit more exciting. And yeah, I've been really enjoying it. So we are getting to the end of June now, and I'm around 65, 66. So I still have quite a lot of pages to go. So I think even if I add, you know, occasional journaling, I still have plenty of space all the way up to the end of the year. So this archive system is working or even getting better and better as I move forward. So I'm really enjoying it. And there's something very satisfying about having a dated planner. You know, at the end of the year, I have this 2025 sitting in my shelf together with all the other ones. So yeah, I really like it. So this is staying with me. And then as we stay in the journaling front, let me move into this one. So Traveler's Notebook, this is more like it started as my hobby book. So it started with my journaling book and my reading log. And then as I moved forward, I added something new. So journaling. So I am deeply in love with journaling in Traveler's Notebook, meaning undated notebook. I mean, basically it's just a simple notebook, but I really like it. And like I keep repeating myself, having done journaling in Cousin, dated pages, and having done journaling in just a normal notebook, I am thinking now that I have developed a muscle of journaling, perhaps as for journaling purpose, I'd rather have undated, just a simple notebook. So there is day I think this morning, like there's a day I just do 1 page, there's a day I do 3 pages, and that flexibility has been a great, I don't know, like if I were going on a trip, let's say, taking this one is like, okay, I can only write 1 page. So I already have a restriction. But if I take this on a trip, I can write, or if I don't want to write, I don't need to write. If I want to write about all the things that happened throughout the trip, you know, this can accommodate as much as I want. So then, yeah, like having done a few trips with the cousin, I am more leaning into just a simple notebook. So like I said, if you're just developing the muscle of journaling, at least like a few sentences per day, or developing the muscle of daily memory keeping, like meaning writing a few topics of the day as to capture, having a dated page is great. But if you are quite into journaling activity, and then there's some time you just want to ramble about something without any page limit, then you might be ready to move into just a normal notebook. So this year I have already used used 2 books already. One Kakurie notebook, the one that I've been using since last year, finished around end of January. And then February to April, I was using another Traveler's Notebook, official notebook. And then I moved into this notebook from May. And especially now in June, I am trying to do morning pages, to write at least 1 page every morning. Maybe not, it doesn't happen really in the morning, but I've just called it a morning pages challenge. So I'm writing something at least a day. That's also because I dropped this. I have more time and energy to dedicate on that project. And yeah, I've been used quite a lot of pages in here. So I am thinking by July, somewhere in July, I would move into the next book. And yeah, I've already shared multiple times in the videos, but as much as I love dated planner, the one that I use for a whole year, I love putting 1 year in 1 book. But on the other hand, it's so satisfying to have a micro win, like in between the months, that, you know, completing the notebook, moving into the fresh new one, that really motivates me. So yeah, using one dated planner for a year, 1 book per year is satisfying at the end of the year. And then also having a small win in between. So if I use 3 or 4 notebooks throughout the year, you know, I get 3 wins per year. So that's also a nice kind of combination of using 2 different type of notebook. So this is great. I really rely on this in multiple ways: memory keeping, just brain dumping, morning pages, rambling about something, and rambling about what notebooks to use. So I really love it. And then, as I moved away from Cousin, this joined the team. So this one is an official insert from Traveler's Notebook. It's a dated weekly vertical booklet that I have really enjoyed using in the past months. So I have backdated everything. So it looks like as if I've been using since January, but no, I got it in May. And I loved going through all the pages from my cousin and then transfer the basic information from the day, just 1 or 2 items throughout the day. And this also made me realize I don't really need a full A5 pages to capture my day, but this section is very enough for me to do a memory keeping. And yeah, I noticed this can actually fit quite a few things, so I really liked it, and I think I will move forward. I actually bought the full year version, so since May this is happening like organically. I think it's from here. It's happening organically, and I'm excited to see how it looks like in latter half of the year. However, as much as I love how it looks like, and as much as I love how just capturing my life in this weekly format, as I was doing it, I also noticed this is kind of duplicate of what I'm doing in my Hobonichi week side. So I'm doing 3 good things here. So this is like typical 3 good things of the day. And this side is more like what happened in a day. But I don't know, it is kind of duplicate. This is 3 things per day. This is like 1, 2, 3 things from the day. This is only 1 thing from the day. So yeah, I did feel like it is a repetition with this one and this one. So of course I got it, so I'm gonna do it in latter half of the year as my memory keeping of the day. I also want to focus a bit more on the good things on this side, so I have a bit of a differentiation between this notebook and the other notebook. But maybe moving forward I would consider whether I should get this notebook. I feel like Mega is mandatory for me, so Hobonichi will remain with me in 2026, I guess. But this notebook, I think latter half of the year is going to be an experiment whether I want to continue doing it. But I do like the visual of having, I think I really like the vertical layout. So it does feel like a redundancy, and then having 2025 dated something feels a bit too much, but it's okay as long as I'm enjoying it. And this is just a pure fun for me, hobby for me. So as long as I'm enjoying it, I think I'm okay with it. So yeah, this is the Traveler's Notebook journaling. So yeah, original intention was that Cousin will capture all the journaling, but now that it has spilled into Traveler's Notebook side a bit more like deeply. Plus, I'm also switching up the gear in my Hobonichi weeks. So adding a bit more journaling aspect when I want to do it. So yeah, I will see how it goes with these 2 notebooks. But I think I found a good balance of doing the memory keeping, but also having a chunk of space to do the journaling. Lastly, the video is getting quite long, but lastly, I have my planner. So this is my everyday carry planner, the one that I've been using since I actually started using it from October-ish as like a trial run, and then trying to get used to the size, and so far I've been enjoying it. However, I am thinking of bringing a little bit of a tweak inside just to make it fun. So I was thinking of just running the whole year with this, and I'm still okay with the idea, but the other day I touched this. So this is Filofax Napa, the one that I purchased last year, the one that I just started my ring planning life with, and then this was sitting in the shelf, so I was, occasionally touching it, and then I saw this bigger monthly pages, and the minute when I saw this, I realized what a nice space. As much as I like this compactness, the one that I can carry around everywhere, my thought is, when I saw this, I actually realized, like, why am I trying to cram things into tiny space? So obviously there's some kind of cute aspect into pocket size, but yes, realistically speaking, yes, it is quite tiny. And when I just opened it, and then I did print this Peanuts Planner Co monthly for both sides, because I wasn't sure if I stick with this when the year started. So I just printed it, put it there, and it wasn't used forever. And then when I just opened this, I was like, this is so nice. And because I had already printed it, just to experiment, I copied all my January to June from this side. And basically it's not that I do write so many things, but yes, I really felt like breeze of air or like a space in this side. So I'm actually thinking maybe it's time to just experiment, go back to this side. Ooh, we have a nice sunshine this morning. And also, if you followed along, I struggled with personal size a little bit because there's a fun aspect, creativity, but also decision fatigue happened last year. So the intention of this was to keep it very, very simple. I'm not doing too much, just literally using it for the productivity, functioning as an adult life perspective. So last year I was experimenting a lot on this side, but this year it's purely day-to-day to-do list, task list. But even if I see this, I feel like it's a bit squashed. And as much as I love the layout, as much as I love this, aesthetic, when I started thinking about it, like, why am I just trying to fit everything in a tiny, tiny spaces? And one of the big factor is, yes, I had a decision fatigue last year, so I really tried to make it simple, not having fun, just a simplicity, just pen to paper style. So that was very good as the year started quite stressful. And like I was navigating my life in a tough mode, especially January to March. So then like simplicity was great so that I don't have any decision fatigue, just to survive the days. But now that I'm kind of over that stage, I kind of wanted a bit more fun aspect into my planning. So then I thought, oh, maybe this is enough to survive the day, but there's no room to play or add extra something. So I want to try maybe for the month of July and then like maybe make a final decision. I mean, like it's not a big deal or anything, but yeah, I'm thinking that, since I've already printed a few things, I also want to do like a proper setup video, but I want to try going back to this one now that I'm in a good relationship with the ring, but I also want some kind of fun aspect, creative aspect into my planning life. I am thinking that we are almost ending June, so July 1st I would move into this side and then see how this fits in my current version of me. But it's still in the same range of a ring planner, so basically the setup will be the same, and then whatever I do here is like a messy, fun daily things, and then all of that get transferred into the archive. So that system doesn't change, it's just basically changing the size just to spice things up a bit, and I already have them anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking as a Midyear Techo Kaigi. This video has been quite a long one. Thank you so much if you have seen all the way to this end. But moving forward, I'm thinking it will look like this. Dun, dun, dun. Journaling, planning, archiving. So yeah, what I really like is that last year I have done a lot of purchase, a lot of experiments. So I basically have everything. So if I want to switch things up, the idea is I do it within what I have. So I'm not buying anything new, but just, oh yeah, I did buy the inserts, the weekly inserts, but that's like part of Traveler's Notebook, range. It's not like I've got something very, very new. So I think it's okay. And then, yeah, let's see how it goes. And also I noticed this summer, summer is coming, so there's a lot of like play dates, planning. So like having a more space here would be very nice in terms of planning. And then after the summer is over, we are heading into the new phase of our family that 2 boys are going to different school. So school calendar is different. I don't know, I'm just already guessing. The school holiday is also different, and or the school related event will happening on a different parts of the days and years and that. So yeah, having a bigger space, I feel like that's maybe that's how I can manage my new life. So yeah, this is how it goes for July onward. Hoping that I can run with it for another 6 months like this, and then see how the next year's setup is going to be looking like. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye!